Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. We are number 17 of 24 projects that are coming out to you, 2 a week, all the way through and into December. So they've obviously already been going on for quite a while. Go back, check them out, go and have a look at last year's and the year before that, and 2013. 24 projects every year, goodness me, in the 4th year running. And today's project is this one. It's kind of an altered clipboard. It's a clipboard, but you know, I haven't gone to town in putting Mod Podge or anything like that in it. I have just made this as a bit of a fun decor piece that you could maybe recover another time. It's not meant to be a permanent piece. You could put your recipes on there or your list of things to do or stuff like that. Really cute. And it's a little wooden. It's a wooden A5 clipboard, so A5 for us who work in international A4, half a sheet of cardstock size, or well, it's actually technically very slightly bigger. And I work off these all of the time, clipboards of this size. This is where I keep my measurements for all of my projects that I'm due to film. They go on one of these. I have got another one for completed, so that I keep all my notes together. But I got some wooden ones, and I thought I know what I want to do with those. So there's only one set of measurements, and that is for the piece of paper that's going to go on the front. This is not the kind of clipboard that you can take off the clasp part, because this is sort of like an eyelet rivet thing. So you can't take it off. So we have to work with the fact that we can't do that. Hence why I've got my little gingerbread boy and gingerbread girl. But this is the only piece that I have got measured. So this measures 7.5 inches by 5 7/8 of an inch, or 19 by 15 centimetres. This is the only one we're going to measure, and it's going to give me that border. And I did look into perhaps, you know, covering it down and putting Mod Podge on it, but I decided not to. And I didn't want to have to get into sanding the edges or anything like that. So I figured if I did a border around the edge, we can neutralise any of the need for that. Okay, how do we get it on? You could use Tombow if you really wanted to. I actually prefer the tear and tape because I can get pretty close to the edge, although because I'm looking at this from a funny angle, not that close apparently. Let's just have another go. But yeah, all the way up to the edges, no drama, no issue. My paper isn't going to buckle either. And you saw I rounded the corners. That's simply because the clipboard has got rounded corners. Oops. There we go. On this one I didn't put a piece in the middle. I could have done. I didn't, and I'm not going to now. Peel all that off. This one you can see I've just gone over the edge very slightly. So if you do the same, just get hold of it and fold it back over. It's double-sided after all. And this is a little bit like me making one of my layered cards. I put them a lot on my blog. I don't very often do a tutorial on them, so this is a great way to discover how to do that too. So I'm just lining it up, so I've got this little border all the way around. Down, that's that bit down. So it's crumb cake cardstock in the background here, so the little gingerbread guys and the sugar cookies, they're crumb cake. So that's the piece of cardstock I pulled out. So I've got a load of scraps here. I don't even know which one I'm going to use until I come to do it. It's not even a full sheet, it was just a random bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting over the patterns that I think I might fancy using. So I've got that one in the background. Oh, that's the other side of it. Oh, there we go, that would be a good one. Quite fancy having that. Not sure if I want that one. What's on the other side? Ooh, no, not the stripes. That was the other one I pulled out. I thought I might want to go with it, but I actually think it's going to be too dark and would get lost. So I will stick with the ones I pulled out. So how do I measure up? I kind of just go, well, that would be a good size to about there. So I've just made a little mark with my nail. And I'm going to cut that off. I've lost the mark with my nail. There it is. So that is, I'm going to work in metric because I do with these kind of things. So that's 13 centimetres. And what sort of width do I want it to? Kind of about there, which is we'll make it 6.5 centimetres. So that was 13 by 6.5. So this I need to make bigger. If you're working in inches, make it 1/4 of an inch bigger. If you're working in metric, make it half a centimetre. What did I say? 6.5 by 13, didn't I? So I need to make this 7 by 13.5. That's going to get me layer number 1. Move this back out of the way a second. And I think I fancy that one there. And actually, to be fair, that's actually not a bad size. I think I might leave it actually at that size. Or if I might need to trim it down, let's have a look. It is 7 centimetres by 9.5. Well, actually yeah, we'll call it 7 by 9.5. That's a good size. So which means I need to make this one 7.5 by 10 to layer on. And you could just keep going, keep layering, keep adding bits. I'm going to stop at the 2 because that gives me 3 different papers, and I like to work in odd numbers. It's aesthetically pleasing to work in odd numbers. So this is how I do my layered cards. I never have a set of measurements that I work to. I just cut out and lay it on and see what I think. And do I like it? Yeah. Do I not like it? Bit bigger, bit wider, too short. Where should we go? Should we go like that or like that? I like that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go like that. So I need to nail this on, but I'm actually going to put a fuse on this one. And take that down at the, about there. This one I'm going to fuse as well, and I'm going to show you how to double side your gingerbread men to make them a little bit thicker. That looks pretty good. Okay, so my gingerbread men, they are double-sided because when you stamp onto the Whisper White, it's just a little bit too thin. You don't get the thickness of a sturdy gingerbread man. So pop that off to one side and get out my little guy. He's so cute. There he is from the Cookie Cutter stamp set. Which block shall I go for? A D block for him, I think. I want my crumb cake ink, which I didn't get out. I thought I had, to be honest, but obviously I tidied it away. And I'm going to stamp him twice. Too cute. And I'm leaving a bit of a gap because the Cookie Cutter punch is a builder punch, and where is he? He's hidden away. And there are all these little elements that are around the sides, so when you're punching out the gingerbread man, you're actually punching out circles around. And if I'd been terribly frugal with it, it would have got too close, and you'll see actually the bow is going to cut out around those holes, so do leave space. So I have a couple of those. I give them a little bow tie and a little girl's bow. Too sweet. So I need a scrap with red on it. I don't really want to hack into a big bit, but I might have to. I'm going to. What have I just done with that punch? So 2 bows in that red paper. There's one. There's the other. And then while I've got the punch to hand, I'm going to take 2 crumb cakes and have another one of them. And another one of those. And actually I got this tip from one of the girls in my team, Mandy Barton. Her YouTube channel is Mandy Makes and Mends. She does amazing sewing and what have you as well. And she made some paper clips with Little Gingy, she called him, and all of the other characters, and I want to say she put a couple of layers, and actually I think she may have used chipboard, but as she pointed out, they're all exactly the same size, so they are going to match up and marry up without any issue. So, snail on there. Actually, I think I might have been better using Tombow, but actually I have got that lined up okay. It just makes it a little bit thicker and a little bit sturdier because they are going to poke over the edge. that one there. Where's my mini glue dots and my paper piercer? So I'm going to make this one the little girl with her bow up in her hair. This one the little boy with a bow around his neck. And then I'm going to grab some rhinestones. Take the smallest one for their buttons. And then the biggest one in the hair, or on the bow. And I just want fuse just really down on the bottom part. So down the legs is a good place to go, because obviously I don't want glue on the bit that's sticking up. One there, one there. So you can see it's poking out beyond, but it's, you know, then there's no glue up there, so it's not going to get affected. And then all I need to do to finish off is my ribbon. So I've got the matching real red ribbon. And this kind of clipboard, couldn't think what it was called. This has got, this bit actually sides in and out, and it was just a great way to attach some ribbon. You could obviously just stick it onto the clasp, because not all clipboards have this bit, so you could just tie it onto this part if you wanted to. Want to go through. There we go, so I've got two lengths going through, both ends going through, and then back through this loop. And that is a huge project. And like I say, put recipes on it, a list of Christmas presents, cards that you need to write, anything on there, or just leave it as it is. Like I say, I haven't put Mod Podge or anything like that on it. It doesn't need it. It's not meant to last forever and ever. It's just a bit of fun. So I hope you like it. And thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon.